today's host, and I would like to welcome you to another episode of Let's Talk Film, a series where contemporary women get a chance to have their voices heard on all types of film releases. Today we will be reviewing the comedy The Big Wedding, written and directed by Justin Zackham and starring Robert De Niro, Susan Sarandon, Diane, Keaton, and Robin Williams.
We are shooting here at Harley Smokeshack, which is known for serving some of the finest barbecue in New York City. We are at their Midtown West location on 44th Street between 8th and 9th Avenues in Hell's Kitchen. This is a neighborhood whose moniker dates back to the late 19th century when the area was run by gangs and crime. It was considered to be one of the toughest sections of the city then. But here in the 21st century, gentrification has made way for modern urban living and international eateries and nightlife. And Harley Smokeshack and Barbecue Midtown West is a welcome addition with its smoked dishes and delights.
Let's go inside and experience their famous Southern style hospitality. And now we're sitting with Bernice, the manager. Hi, nice meeting you.
Hi MJ, nice to meet you. Nice to have you here at Harley's.
Thank you. I see behind me there's a beautiful space. Can you tell us more about this space?
Sure, absolutely. Well, this is our main dining area. We have a full bar and full seating for our diner guests. We can hold up to 150 people here. It's our second location of Harley's. Our main store is up on 116th Street in East Harlem. I think you might have actually been there before. So this is our second location here. It's our barbecue food menu, which everybody loves. Ribs, of course. Our wings, our brisket. There's like a whole selection of meats that everyone comes here to try. So it's doing well here. We're very happy with it.
What makes you unique?
What makes us unique?
Yes.
Well, in the world of barbecue, I guess what would make us stand out to other places is we do have our own smoker. So we smoke our own meat, which is done up in our Harlem location on a daily basis, and then it's brought down here fresh every morning for us. So that's a big draw for people that are really into their barbecue food. They very much appreciate stuff like that. We've got great cocktails which we pair off with the barbecue, as well as our draft beers too. So we've got it pretty much covered.
Okay. I'm intrigued with the design of this table.
The table. Everyone loves this table.
I saw you have a bigger one in the back.
We do. We have a bigger version, which is our communal table for people that want to get friendly with people they don't know. Basically it's all different yardsticks from all various places that were all put together to make up the table. So it's definitely an eye-catching piece in the bar. Everyone likes it.
Okay.
I've seen many a tourist taking photographs of it.
Do you have any specials, any happy hour?
We do. We have specials all the time here. We've pretty much our happy hour is every day. And
from 1 to 1?
11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then Thursday and Friday we actually extend it to 11 p.m. to make everyone happy at the weekends.
Nice.
Then we do some various food specials on different days as well. Like Mondays is our wing night. We do tacos on a Wednesday, empanadas on a Friday. And of course the barbecue is available all the time.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you, MJ. Pleasure to have you.
You've been great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now let's meet our panelists. To my left is sitting Mimi Spillane.
Hi, good to meet you.
Hi. Mimi has a 32-year career in television news, mostly for CBS News. A native New Yorker, born in Staten Island, she has lived in London, Washington, D.C., and St. Louis, and has traveled all over Europe and the Middle East for news coverage. Currently, Mimi is working on a talk show in development and developing a voiceover career. To my right now, Trish Dominguez. Nice meeting you.
Hi, nice to meet you too.
Trish was born in America and raised in the Dominican Republic of both Spanish and American heritage. She is a lawyer and has worked and directed nonprofits. She is a writer, and this took her to study filmmaking, and at the moment is also pursuing an acting career, which is something she has always loved. Today we will be discussing the comedy The Big Wedding, written and directed by Justin Zackham. So, do you think this film suffer or benefit from an all-star cast?
I think
it's not about the cast. I mean, they're just being directed by the director. Obviously, it's all in the screenplay. You know, whoever is writing the film. So I mean, yes, you can have a great cast, but it's all about the screenplay. Mm-hmm. You know, the writing, the story.
That's right. It all begins with the writer. I don't know why. Maybe I was the mood I was in that day, because the opening scene where you see Diane Keaton walking in a long shot, all I could think of was, my God, she's so skinny.
Exactly.
So I was distracted, and as you say, Tricia, just expecting so much from these people that when they didn't meet up, it was like, oh man, too bad.
Yeah.
So I think it took away from the movie in a way.
And watching Diane was like, you know, seeing her in other movies that I've already seen, like the same character, same expression, same everything. I was like, oh my God, they're just gonna plug her in now, like in a little box, like that's the only role she can do. You know, that was kind of, you know, a down key for me.
Yeah, I liked Susan Sarandon though. I liked her. I thought she was the only really genuine person in throughout the movie, from beginning to end. De Niro had his moments, but if he doesn't have his moments, I'm walking out of the movie.
Right.
You know, demanding my money back.
Right. And who gives Katherine Heigl, no offense to her, but why does she get billing over Diane Keaton? I think just in terms of, you know, talent and longevity, I thought Diane Keaton should have billing, and Susan Sarandon over her. Because they all had sort of equally important roles.
Yeah.
Yes,
you're right.
So.
Did you find the premise of this film to be contrived and predictable?
Yes, I did. Again, they just did not hit the mark, I thought, on the comedy. I thought they telegraphed too many of the plot developments.
Yes, I agree. I thought the script was extremely formulaic, and they just applied the old Hollywood formula for wedding movies of the summer.
It was not a point of like excitement for me in the movie, and that's something that I'm always looking for, something that I'm not expecting. Aside from, you know, you've seen so many wedding movies already, and you are really wanting to see something different coming out of, you know, a new, and with the cast, the tremendous cast they had.
And, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I was just going to agree with Trish that it seemed a waste of some fabulous acting talent.
It was formulaic in the sense that they just applied ingredients for the romantic comedy of the summer, and there's no soul to the story. There's no truth to the story. Everything must happen at some point, and there's no surprises.
That's a great way to put it. No soul. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, they were there. They had their parts to play.
Right.
And then they went home.
Yes, and it was like the older cast, De Niro, Sarandon, and Diane Keaton were flawless, but they were just having fun. But they didn't bring anything true to the screen. As for the younger cast, well, they're still exploring, so maybe there was a little something more, but the story has everything that must be, you know, like there's only a gay brother missing in the picture, and you have a full cliche.
There you go. Yeah, this ingredient, stir. Yes, we have a movie.
Yes. They forgot the salt. Yeah. Did you think of Something's Gotta Give, or It's Complicated, or The Birdcage when you watched that movie?
I thought if it had been better written, it had the potential to be The Birdcage. But no, it didn't hit the mark on any of those movies.
It's complicated, and you know, this movie actually reminded me about Meet the Fockers. But Meet the Fockers was actually, you see, I laughed there a couple of times because there were some things I was not expecting about Meet the Fockers. Mm-hmm. But I just felt like this movie was still way under, you know, what we had already seen.
Something's Gotta Give was so much better than The Big Wedding. And for the birdcage, it's way up, so I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
So, did you like or dislike the movie?
I'm ambivalent. I'm ambivalent. Yes, there are a few moments where I chuckled, but most of it left me flat.
Yeah, kind of disappointing, but I just came out like, okay, movie, was happy, whatever. I would think like some of my friends would say that was a girl movie, like it's totally a girl movie.
Yeah, that's a movie. It's a feel-good movie. It doesn't require any thinking whatsoever. But so in this sense, I liked it. But it's very flawed. So I didn't hate it. That's for sure. I wouldn't say that it's complete trash. But there's something lacking about that movie that bothers me. And it's a comedy, but it's not a great comedy. It's just a formulaic comedy.
When I went back and found out that, or saw at the end, that it was based on a French movie from 5-6 years ago, and then I went back and found reviews of the French movie, it too got reviews. So to me, if you're going to redo something, it should be something that was really good to begin with. So he started with mediocre and he kept it mediocre.
But then again, there's a lot of very funny and well done aspects to the story. Like how they're making fun of racist people, making fun of the church, making fun of older people trying to be sexually liberated again. The story's focus is on everything but the two people who are getting married.
Exactly. There's just too much going on at the same time. Like everyone in the play in the movie has so many issues going on.
And maybe that's what makes that movie different from every other wedding movie. Maybe I'm just trying to.
That's an interesting point. Yeah. And even more than that, you go back to the Birdcage. I mean, there was a lot going on in that movie too.
Yes.
But maybe because there was so much going on in that movie, that's why it was so overwhelmingly funny.
Of course, but also at the time, the theme was just
right.
Very daring.
Right.
And very raunchy for that. For its time. What about the marketing campaign for this film? Did you find it effective?
Yes. I mean, my attention was caught by the cast. I actually, since it just came out, I haven't seen much of the marketing campaign. And I also just noticed in the New York Times yesterday, the ad had no critic quotes, nothing, which is never a good sign. Right? They can't find one word that they could put in there. So, the marketing is a little shaky, perhaps.
So, did you notice any reaction from the audience around you?
Well, you heard, a couple of times, a couple of giggles, but nothing big like, oh wow, so no, I wouldn't say like a big. People were just it was very quiet and a couple of giggles. That's it.
Actually, I saw it. It was a late afternoon show, and there was it seemed to be mostly a middle-aged audience, and some of them were loving it. I mean, some of them were laughing a lot, and kind of run up against some of our criticisms. I mean, every now and then, a few of them I could hear were taken by surprise, by something that had just happened. So where we think everything was sort of telegraphed in the movie, this audience thought it was pretty good, and they were taken aback by some of the things.
So if you weren't on this panel, would you have gone to see this movie?
Being intrigued by De Niro, Sarandon, Keaton, that combination. Yeah, I might have gone to see it with my middle-aged sister. Yeah.
I'm more of like action and adventure, but of course there's this romantic side that I do like to see drama and stuff like that. But I guess what captured my attention more was the cast than the name itself. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I probably would have gone seen it at a matinee because theater has become so expensive that it's only directors that I admire that I go see the work of now in the theaters. But I would have waited for it to come out on DVD. But yeah, I would have definitely seen it at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
I have to say, if I'm asked, the end is going. The end. The end was just too Hollywood. You know, I know many people from around the world who just think Hollywood movies are just so formulaic. There's that word again. But you know, it just tied everything up in a neat bow, and that sort of annoyed me. But you know, I have to say. But yeah, you know, I don't mind that I spent $12 to see this movie. I have to say.
Well, we have run out of time, but I would like to thank you for your comments and thoughts.
It was great.
Thank you. It was nice to be here.
It has been a pleasure having you with us here today. Again, I would also like to thank Bernice, Liam, and John for allowing us to shoot here at the Harley Smokeshack. Today we were discussing The Big Wedding, written and directed by Justin Zackham. Be sure to check this out and more on our website online at www.letstalkfilmdotcom, which is also available on your mobile devices. I'm today's host, Juliette Steinsvold. Until next time, keep watching and talking film.